everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making a crochet cover for our mason jar. Now I got these drinking jars from my local pound shop. They have a straw in it, obviously. So really I wanted to use it as a tea light holder. As you can see, I've got my tea light in here and create the nice little effect when the tea light is on. But I'm sure that you can also use it to keep your drink cool in the summer. So pop it on, put your drink in, put your lid back on, because I've got the lid still here, and I'm sure it will keep it cool. So there we go, there's a dual purpose to that gift then. Yes, I'm making this as a gift, and I'm really liking it. So yeah, yeah, like I said, I bought this from a local pound shop. Just, I mean, any jar will do. I didn't have an empty jar, so I looked at it, but the mayonnaise was still there, so that was too long to wait. But anyway, yes, so that's the base that we are working with. And then I found this jute natural twine in my local garden center, and it was $1.99, and it has 120 meter length. And I've already I bought two, and I've already made a couple, and there's still some left, so I'm sure I'm doing well with that amount of money. It's not that easy to crochet with, but I just like the effect. I like the roughness of it. I like the you know, the natural touch. So what can I say? Shall we get started? Okay, let's put all this to the side. I have here the reel that I already started, and I'm using a 4 hook. Now for the bottom, I'm just going to do a circular base. So we have to start with a magic circle. So what you do for your magic circle, put your end there, hold on to it, then make a cross over your fingers like so. Put your hook underneath and hook onto the back strand, pull that up to make a loop, go back to that back strand, pull it through the loop that you've just made, and you have done your magic circle, ready to start crocheting into it. Okay, now we need to do 12 double crochets. So I'm going to do 3 chains, and then I'm going to do another 11 double crochets. Now this is not going well. Let's try again. Yes, the nature of the jute is that it will split and will do all kinds of funny things, but you just need to take that into account. I am going to give you some tips, so it would also fit any mason jar that you have. The best thing to do is to get started the way I am, with a circle. Okay, I'm making my circle with double crochets, and then you just need to gauge how much more you need to do, and look at the stitches and think, oh, is that high enough? Is that going to cover my bottom? You might, not my bottom, you know, the bottom of the jar. You might need to you might need to do a few stitches and then check it and then do the rest. I've done that. Or even do the row, then realize it's too much and then have to undo it. But if you take it row by row, you won't need to undo more than 1 row ever, hopefully. So yeah, so hopefully you'll be able to, with all the tips and tricks that I'm going to give you in this video, you'll be able to apply this to your mason jar that you've got. Yeah, this one, I just got it from my local pound shop. I don't even know whether it's a pound shop or a pound stretcher or whatever. No handle, that's what I was looking for as well. So I don't know, maybe you'll have to just have a look around and see what you can get. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 V's. So the 12th V we make by doing our slip stitch. So let's pull this closed like so, and then we will create our 12th V. I mean, I am counting stitches here. It doesn't really matter, obviously, because you might need to do more anyway. So there we go. So that's our little base. And what I kept doing is I just kept measuring it onto the base. So this is what I've got now, okay? So now I need to do a height, but not too much. So I think what I would do is half double crochets. So if I did half double crochets, it will bring it to here, and then I think that would be okay for the base, because we have to take this little domed effect into account. So 2 chains. This I always count as the last stitch of my row, because it is in that last V. So now we go to the first V and we do 2 double crochets in the first V, and we will also do 2 double crochets in every V after that, apart from the last one, because we've already done those 3 chains in there. So we just need to do 1 half double crochet in there. So like that. See, so that is my stitch now. So I have 2 half double crochets in there, and I'm going to go all the way around till I'm there, doing 2 half double crochets in each stitch. I am now at the end of my row, so I just need to do that last double crochet there, and I have measured it onto my jar, and I think that's perfect. It's just over the edge there, so that's perfect. And now I'm going to do, yes, my cat is wanting attention. I'm going to do my slip stitch to close it up. Okay, and that I think is our bottom done. Now, like I said, we need to now start our up, but we need to take the dome into account. And normally when you start going up, you just do 1 stitch in each stitch. But this time, I think we need to do some stitches double, just to take into account the dome. So I'm suggesting we do 4 stitches, and then the 5th one we do double, 4, and the 5th one we do double, 4, and the 5th one we do double. And that way we will be going up, but we will be taking into account the dome. Now another thing before we go up is we take the back loop. So we don't go under both V's, but we just take the back loop. Okay, so let's get started. Let's do 3 chains, yarn over into this here, into the back loop, doing double crochets. Okay, and another one into the back loop, and that will also give you a nice little edge, just like the jar head actually. 2 so that's 3, because that's our last one, remember? So that's 4 double crochets here. Yeah, see, sometimes you just have to undo it and do it again, because the jute is a little bit funny sometimes. Okay, so we've done 4 stitches. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets into the same stitch, just so that it's a little bit, goes out a little bit wider for that dome of our bowl, of our mason jar basically. And we're off to doing ones again, and you keep going like this, so 4 normal ones and then a double one, or 2 in 1 stitch anyway. That's what I say. Okay, so where are we now? We've done 2 in here, 1, so we're at another 2. Okay, so you keep going like that, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, so I haven't quite finished the row, but I just wanted to give you a few tips. I am not too worried about whether or not I can keep to this 4 and then 2, because you know, it all depends on the jar. So I'm just trying out, and I think the ratio that I'm increasing is fine. See, it fits nicely over my jar, so I'm okay to continue. If your jar, if it shouldn't finish nicely over your jar, then you might need to add a few more or even a few less. But it's important to try and keep fitting it, try and keep going over it while you're doing it, so you don't need to undo too much if it does come to that. So yeah, I'm going to continue and I'll see you at the end. So I'm at the end now, and as it happens, I've done 2 here, then I've done my 3, and then I'm into that last stitch here where I already did those chains, but I did another one here, so I only did 3 single double crochets and then the 2 in the last stitch. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you sort of think, okay, this is another little space, because I've got all these singles here, so I need to do a double one there just to give it a little increase there as well. Okay, but in the end, all what counts is the fact that it's going to fit over your jar. Okay, now you might think, oh, she's got to pull that. Yes, I have to pull it, but it fits. It shouldn't be too big, but it shouldn't be too small either. Difficult to explain. This way it's not going to stay on just yet, because obviously it's too short, but soon you'll see that when we put it on, it stays on, and that's what we want. Okay, so we've now done our first going up row, and now we are just going to do a row of singles, so just single crochet all the way around, just like so, just to give it a little bit of a definition, because at the top we're going to finish with a row of single crochets as well, and that sort of brings it together. So really the bottom goes sort of to there, and then we have the row of single crochets before we start our pattern. So I'll see you at the end of the row. I have now gone all the way around and I have done a slip stitch into that first chain that we did there, and I now have 30 V's on the top here. Okay, so now we're going to start by doing 3 chains, and that is my last chain out of my row, so I'm just going to disregard this for now. Okay, but we are going to do another 3 double crochets, skipping 2 stitches. So we have 2 stitches, and then here we are going to do 3 double crochets into that same stitch. It'll get easier in the next row. Don't worry, this is just us starting off our little pattern. Okay, so we have 3 double crochets here, then we skip another 2 stitches and we do 3 double crochets there. Okay, and we go all the way around until we get to that chain again. Okay, I'll see you there. Okay, so I've gone all the way round and I keep trying it on, because I think in a way it just stretches the jute to the shape of the jar, maybe, you know, it might help. But yes, I've gone all the way round, and as you can see, I did my last little cluster there. Now I've got 2 stitches left, and then I'm into that last stitch there in which we did those 3 chains. So that will need 2 more double crochets, and we have finished the row. Now it is possible that your jar is a different shape and that you're not getting into it. Try a different hook, but also maybe try a few extra stitches. You might want to do you know, 4, because then that will set it out a bit more. But you do have to, like I said, just try and just keep you know, keep fitting it on. Okay, so now we are doing 3 chains up, and as I finish just here, I'm just going to go in and do my 2 more there. So this time we are working in between the clusters of the 3 double crochets. If it works for you, you might need to do a chain in between if your bowl is bigger. So it just all depends on, you know, on your jar. It's a bit of trial and error really, but well, you know, this one worked for this one. So see, now we're doing this, and basically we're just going to keep going round until we're about there. Okay, so just about where it goes in again. That's where we need to finish. Okay, and I'll see you there. On the following rows, when you're here, when you've done your slip stitch, you're not in such a good position to do your 3 double crochets. So what I do is I just simply slip stitch to the next position where I can get started with my 3 double crochets. So in here, see, that's a better position to be. So chain 3 and then 2 double crochets, and then off you go. Right, so now I have gone all the way round. In my last row, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of those double crochet clusters, and I'm sort of at the level where the dome is going in again. And all I need to do here is do my slip stitch, but I just kept trying it on, making sure that it fit and that I didn't have to, you know, undo too much in case it didn't. So let's just do this here. So slip stitch into there and close up your round. Now, as we've got that dome, we need to now go in a little bit. We've done here a row of single crochets, so I'm going to do another row of single crochets into this, oh, where am I here? Into this top row here, but I'm going to do them really tight. So every time I'm going to give it a little tug. I find that's enough for my bowl, just to give it a little tug and do it nice and tight. It'll bring it in a little bit, but it will bring it in not too much so I can't get my jar in again, obviously. So just a little tug, make him nice and tight, and go round like that. So I'll see you at the end of the row. So I've gone all the way around with my single crochets, with my tight single crochets, and now I'm just going to do a slip stitch into that first one here, and that's the end of our cozy, or our cover, or whatever. Okay, so let's cut off the jute. There we go. Pull it out. Now we need to try and hide the end. It's not going to be so easy because you won't be able to use a needle, I don't think. I've tried, but it's just not very easy to do anyway. So I'm just going to do my little invisible end here. There. It's not so invisible, I don't think, but never mind, it's okay. And then I'm just going to hide my little end inside because I just can't figure out how to do it with a needle and all that. So it's not so easy to you know, to sew it in, or to weave it in anyway. So there we go. I guess this can be removed. And we here have a nice cozy for our jar. Like I said, it can be used for a tea light or for your drink. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!